Absolutely. OK, so motion 3.3 is the motion on blue badge theft, and it is in the name of Assemblymember Ahmad. Assemblymember Ahmad, can I ask you please to move the motion?
Thank you, Chair. We're recognising Disability History Month this December, which commemorates the hardship and discrimination that disabled people have faced throughout history. I'm also compelled to look at how disabled Londoners suffer discrimination today. And with this in mind, I bring forward a motion to address the scourge of blue badge theft in our city, based on the statistics compiled by the GLA. There is an illegal market for blue badges, which sees criminals steal blue badges and resell them to people looking to dodge parking charges. This has skyrocketed in recent years, with the number of stolen blue badges quadrupling over the past decade. This is not tenable. Each one of the nearly 5,000 stolen blue badges in just this year alone is a disabled person who has been robbed of their mobility and their dignity, as well as a perpetrator who specifically targeted them in order to avoid fines and essentially steal from taxpayers. As we recognise the difficulties that disabled Londoners have overcome and are still facing, it's incumbent on all of us to finally treat blue badge theft with the urgency it deserves. In this motion, with the input from experts like Paul Slowey of the National Agency for Blue Badge Fraud Investigations, we put forward common-sense, practical, targeted measures that will make a real difference for disabled Londoners who seek to protect their basic right to mobility. Strengthening parking enforcement, streamlining badge renewals, providing targeted police training to prevent theft, and raising public awareness on secure storage. It's time we match our words with action and ensure that London is a city where the rights and dignity of disabled people are not preyed upon but protected. I urge you to vote for this motion. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Assemblymember Ahmed. And now, Assemblymember McCartney, would you like to second the motion?
Yes, thank you, Chair. For many disabled people, a blue badge is not just a parking permit. It's a lifeline and represents freedom, the ability to access work, healthcare, education and community spaces. And when a blue badge is stolen, it's not merely an inconvenience. For many, it feels as if their world has stopped overnight. Routine activities become daunting, essential appointments may be missed, and a sense of safety and autonomy is replaced by isolation and vulnerability. One blue badge user described it as a gut punch when their blue badge was stolen, saying it left them stranded, unable to attend their crucial medical appointments or visit their loved ones. Another shared that they felt targeted and invisible, that their needs and their struggles didn't matter to the thieves or often to the system. And these stories are heart-wrenching, but far from uncommon. And it cannot be accepted that disabled Londoners are made to feel this way, and the magnitude of this problem demands more than acknowledgement, it demands action. And that's what this motion is about, solutions. And I just want to briefly just credit one of my local authorities, Haringey, which has actually invested in the technology, which now means that when they are looking at vehicles or blue badges, they can identify whether that has been stolen via their handheld device, rather than going back into the office to check and then coming back out again. And by that time, the vehicle had probably been moved. But also, Haringey credit a 65% reduction in thefts of blue badges in their authority, as the main reason being that they have moved to a paperless system. So if someone in Haringey qualifies for a blue badge, they can apply to the council for a paperless one, so that they don't then have to be vulnerable and leave it on their dashboard. And this motion is about not just tackling crime, but about standing with our disabled community. And it's about imploring councils and law enforcement to take further action to protect disabled people. And I hope that all members can support this motion.
Thank you, Assemblymember McCartney. Do I see any indications? Yes, Assemblymember Georgiou.
Thank you, Chair. Of course, the Conservative Group is happy to support the motion. I think it's a very good one, raised very valid points. I mean, it's an absolute travesty that some of the most vulnerable in our society that have cause to use blue badges are being stolen, and the people doing it, you know, the less said about them, the better. I'd raise a couple of points which both Assemblymember Armand and Assemblymember McCartney raised, which is the purpose of the blue badge is to provide freedom with regard to travel for those that are less able to travel on their own, and able to lift some of those restrictions, parking restrictions that are problems for others. So I think we agree in principle with the entire motion, and we'll be voting for it. But I think the key thing that we need to note is expanding that freedom that blue badges provide, and would recommend, not for this motion, but in possible future motions, that allowing all blue badge holders to go through any LTN across London in order to make sure those that are least able to travel have that extra level of support and don't face penalisation. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Do I see anyone else wishing to speak on this motion? No, so we can move to a vote. So can I see all those in favour?
I think that's unanimous, Chair. Yep.
Excellent. Pass unanimous. Excellent. Okay.